of anime tier list. What do? Rate the most recent week's episodic episodes, right? Weekly episodes, sorry. Monday to Sunday and just how I felt. Okay. I somehow reset the whole settings here, so I gotta go fill up the dropped copyright audience doesn't care. Again, if you don't know, I keep like explaining this every week, but people keep asking the same fucking questions because no one actually ever listens or reads. Chainsmoker Cat is dropped. Why is episode 1 still up? Because I beat the counter notification. I sent it in. I got it approved. I'm just keeping it up there to see if it gets taken down again. There is not going to be a continuation of this anime. Why is other people's reaction, specifically your boy Roshi, still up? Geo-blocking. You don't know what that is? Go watch some of the fucking other videos. I explained this so many times. So this is a copyright issue. This was a performance issue. Where is this? Unk Tensei, right? Season 2, Fatigue. It is what it is. I enjoyed it, but goddamn, people do not give a fuck about that anime. This one, I just did not like. It's so beyond mid, and I think it's a waste of time, and I wanted to just move on and cover some other stuff. This one was also copyright stuff. This one was actually kind of decent, interesting, even though I'd probably say it was still pretty mid. At least the plot was getting interesting. Copyright issues. What else has copyright or dropped issues? I think that's pretty much it, and the rest are just, I'm just kind of keeping around because either I enjoy it or it's just like a passion project. Tomb Raider King, I think I'm gonna drop. I haven't really decided. If we look at the most recent video, right, for Tomb Raider King, again, what does like low viewership of anime reactions mean? It means that no one gives a fuck about it. It has nothing to do with like whether or not I enjoy the show or not. If people aren't even watching it, that's even part of this. It's just pathetic, right? Like, I think that it's like forgettable. It's like enjoyable to a degree. But if you don't even give a shit about this, we're just genuinely all wasting our fucking time. Hitting fucking 2,000 views after fucking almost a week of upload is just at a channel size of like, what is this? Fucking 70k subs? Like, this is pathetic. What a fucking waste of time this shit is. And I don't blame you. This is one of the weirdest animes I've seen, and it's because this is a brand new studio, not like a studio that's cultured in Japanese animation, but a brand new one that's coming in trying to adapt Korean webtoons. And you know what? I think they're really missing the mark. This is the textbook definition of pretty good art. Compositing's great. Flashy animation. It's empty. This is what people actually think Demon Slayer solo leveling is. There's no soul. There's no actual like immersion. It's just events are happening and shit gets explained out the fucking ass. I'm paying attention. I genuinely am. I'm trying to engage with it honestly. But like every episode, I'm just like, okay, that happens. It's just bad. There's no fucking direction. There's been plenty of shows that has source material that probably is on the same level or even worse. Yet they're able to just like be good. Why is that? Because the sense of direction, the storytelling, they know what to do. Unfortunate. It is what it is. I think I'm going to drop it. On the other hand, let's talk about some animes that I think are the exact opposite. For example, Mob Psycho. This shit's oh, I gotta change this again. Every week I gotta do this again. I'm probably gonna put this in peak later on, but like Mob Psycho is a great example where you have very limited animation. Like compare these two. I think that the compositing, as in how the art style looks, right? The colors, the textures, the shadowing, the whatever. This one clearly pops more than this. This kind of feels like a boiled chicken with no seasoning. That's how I would describe this. This is like, you look at a food menu and it's all AI. And it looks fucking amazing and you get the food and you realize, holy shit, this is fucking nothing. This actually delivers. The storytelling is actually amazing. Again, right? I really appreciated the Marie, you know, Leon, like brother sister like reunion from the isekai. Like again, these are isekai characters realizing, holy shit, it's my brother, it's my sister. That was a heartwarming scene. Other than that, the dads popping off, whether it be Leon's dad fucking showing up and getting Zora out, cutting down that fucker that tried to do Leon wrong. My God, that scene came out of nowhere. Even the other one, the other dad that was trying to propose his daughter to Leon to like get married. Like, God damn, like this episode, the story substance was delivered so well that I felt something. I was moved, even though again the animation quality and the art style is lacking compared to something like this. Amazing. Here's another one that I think is like a similar thing. What other one kind of is like that this week? Actually, that might have been the only one. Iruma-kun is hiatus this week, even though the episode got leaked early. It didn't officially come out, so I kind of waited on that. What was a good episode of anime this week? I'd probably say Exiled Heavy Night this week was just good. I think that Exile Heavy Knight this week was, this is a master course on how to stretch content that doesn't exist. Like if like nothing fucking happened. We hunted down one golden frog and they explained it and why it was OP, and like there's some cute Rishi scenes, but like god damn, this studio is actually masterful at milking fucking nothing. You think I'm good at farming something, like making like a fucking 30-second trailer into like a 10-minute discussion? Like this shit like doubles it. It is unparalleled the way that they pace this anime, and again it's like an intentional design choice. I just refuse to believe that with so much source material and sorry, and with 26 episodes that decided to go in, they didn't need to do that. They could have condensed it down to 12. They decided to go the long route. It's making Toei One Piece animation, you know, pacing look fucking, you know, good. It's still fun to me. The Ruche animation scenes are cute. Her powers are RNG Gamba class. I like that. The slice of life is hitting. I just want some more content. It's just like, fuck, I want more shit to happen, but like, fuck, bro, we are waiting on this. Recaps on recaps on recaps. Jadugar this week, I'd say, was definitely up here too. The great cartoon Borakchin. That shit actually moved me. This is at this point kind of a passion project. It is what it is, right? A lot of the shows, you know, after the first month is like the test period of like what does well, and then after that is pretty much the real viewership, and it's kind of like, and the Shadowman doesn't help either. It is what it is. I love this show. This is an anime that I think is completely worth keeping around compared to something like this, right? Or even something like this or this. I feel like there's actual soul into this. It's art. Science Saru is actually delivering. Fatima, I think it got too cocky. She was trying to do too much. She felt like she was Ana Koji, but she's not, and I think she's gonna get caught. Borakchin invited, you know, Toragene until the end. I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe it's gonna subvert my expectations yet again, but I got a bad feeling about this. The way that the episode ended with the great cartoon Borakchin with such like big ominous shadows pulling up, I was like, god damn, chills. All right, next up, Kaiju Girl this week was probably like here. What was it? It was a standalone date episode, festival stuff. Just wholesome. It's cool. They got lost. The stuff at the end was really interesting, right? With Manatsu. And she shows up in Minami's house dressed up. And I think that there's gonna be some jealousy because she also wants to fuck a kaiju. Rich Girl Caretaker. Probably here for now, but might go into great later on. Like this is another anime where like limited animation. I mean, it's not supposed to have crazy animation. This is like a slice of life rom-com anime. But even then, you could at least have like the dialogue scenes be more interesting with interesting storyboards, whether it be through diverse camera angles, you know, shots that show different background assets, you know, character acting. It's kind of limited in that. It's still the characters are so lovable, and in Tennoji Mirei, and the way that she's so giddy because she's in love. Oh my god, bro, my heart. I'm like, how the fuck did I get so immersed with this character? Love this show. I think that she is in her own head. The whole adoption plot was like, whoa, what the fuck? How's Itsuki gonna save her? Realize that there's more to life than just contribution for the family, and her parents don't even want that shit either. Demons of the Shadow Realm, I probably would say, I think it's here. I think Mob Psycho actually hit harder for me this week than Deimos. Deimos this week was really cool Sakuga. The action sequence with Ivan, Yuru, you know, pulling up in front of the moon, shooting down left and right, coordinating. We got Danji pulling up. We got the moon fucking blinding him. We got Dera with the sniper, and Ivan is still going. And I get it, right? He's not trying to get killed. They're not trying to kill, you know, Ivan. That's why it's kind of harder right now. And that's why it's like a 1v6. But fuck, this dude is just so cool. It's so epic. Some cute, half the episode was some nice, you know, character, just like slice of life interaction stuff regarding the sisters and Asa and Yuru, and there were some good moments, but the action is definitely what kept me around in that episode, and goddamn, shit was fucking amazing. Frontier Lord this week, I'd say was minimum here. Finally, the plot is cooking, bro. It is actually cooking. I'll probably recalibrate the list later on, but Frontier Lord, the civilization building, that's what the purpose of this anime is. And I enjoy it, but I'm like, I want something to happen. And finally, we're getting more, you know, incitations, you know, the people from the east, that goddamn princesses popping off. We got that dude with no balls, you know, scheming. Eldon is trying to just try his best, but Diaz is such a giga chat, and he's like, it's fine, you guys can do whatever you want. The dog stuff in the beginning was crazy too. And Klaus, I think, is gonna fuck a dog girl, which is gonna be insane. Overall, great setup episode for some drama. I think next episode's gonna be pop off. Polar opposites this week, I'd probably say is like here, minimum. It's just like the Taira Azuma stuff. It's great that we began a new school year. I think that this is gonna be interesting how they wrap it up, considering we just started a new school year. I think the story will probably end without them graduating, to kind of give this like forever memory of like, oh, you know, it's like that's how it feels. It's very nostalgic right now, and everyone's kind of thinking about graduations. Overall, just like cool new setup for the new year. And Taira Azuma is like in her own head of like, oh my god, like, am I in love with them or something? Liar Game, probably would minimum put it here. I thought it was like an amazing episode too. Yokoya revealed the bandana, like that was some good shit. Honestly, I would probably say all this would go in here. Like the reveal of bandana, Baldi, homeless emperor all working together, improvising. They clutch so hard. They are unfucking real. We need them in our team, man. And now Yokoya seemed to have lost, but not really. I don't know what kind of cards he has. Maybe it's gonna be like, oh, I lost a battle, but I haven't lost a war. We know that he doesn't really need money at the end of the day. Bro is a billionaire. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see how things really pan out. 100 Girlfriends this week was, I probably enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot, actually. It's a great episode. It was an episode of, what was it? Nano and Kusuri. It's been a while since we've kind of visited these OG characters, you know? It kind of feels like they're the starter Pokemons back in the day when we had like, you know, like Charmander, Squirtle, and like Bulbasaur. But now, as you know, time goes on, we're getting so many new Pokemon that we forget about the OGs. We went back and we kind of addressed, you know, how good Nano and Kusuri was. The Nano stuff was very cute and adorable. Got some crazy fan service near the end. The Kusuri stuff was hilarious, nonsensical, almost JoJo-esque, you know, bizarre comedy going on. Loved it. It was fun. Oh yeah, the granny girlfriend reveal too. Like, what the fuck is that? That's actually insane. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do with that. That's actually kind of crazy. A sensitive bookworm this week. Let's see. Let's think about it. It was an episode of parents came back from the meeting. Selling Ferdinand Dogen secretly. It's fictional work. Interesting drama happening within the family regarding Ferdinand's, you know, like Sylvester's older sister now. Seems like Sylvester's family just all fucking crazy. Ferdinand lore a little bit revealed. I'll say it was at least here. I thought it was a really fun episode. Brigitte and Daniel stuff for sure. I think the Brigitte Daniel stuff probably puts it up here. Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. The rom-com slice of life and Elvira also gushing over this stuff. And then fucking Brigitte being a dense harem MC now. Poor Daniel. He always gets an L no matter what. Krivates this week was, I'd say good. Probably here. Jesus fucking Christ, bro. This is part of the episode is reminding me of that struggle versus the fucking centipede bug insect guy in season 1. Do you guys remember that one? I did not like that part of the story at all. The anime is great, the plot is great, the mysteries is amazing. What lies behind, you know, the wall at Luna Mountain too, as the, you know, the blue people, the fucking sword saint went there, right? That was like, whoa, what's going on beyond there? But fuck, bro, can we? We're finally done fighting the goddamn, you know, autistic plant guy. Thank God. Let's go somewhere else. Alicia's cool. Her face is getting all fucked up again. We got some friends coming in to back us up. The bird guy, right? We got the Soul Saint, we got the secret agent spy teacher guy coming in and helping us too. That was some cool stuff. I want to see really what's happening with Glenn and the other students. Evo 20, okay, Evo Japan. I love this anime. I would probably put this unironically here. I would actually put it up pretty high. The reason for that is this episode was a very interesting one because it really, like, again, it just talks about like the different mindset of different types of competitors in this niche. Again, if you don't care about like competitive gaming or competitive sports or whatever, it's not gonna make any sense to you. But the way that this highlighted just like the POV of like the casual that doesn't really know what's going on, whether it be Tama Senpai, right? She's like, I'm good, I like the game, but what's my real goal here? I'm just kind of here to have fun, I guess. She's just kind of soul searching. We have Inoue, who seems to be the seasoned veteran that's, you know, realized that at the end of the day, it's all just about having fun and enjoying your time with the friends at the venture. You don't have to worry so much about just winning and being, you know, that's gonna lead down to a toxic mindset. Just have some fun. We got, you know, what was it? We got Aya, that's just like, you know, at the end of the day, as long as you put your heart out, that's all that matters. We got the lolly coming in saying, you are all disgraced, you are all weak, you know, competitors. I am the true duelist here, and you are a disrespect to this sanctity of a duel. So fucking edgy, and you know, the persona of that naive but, you know, young person that seems to have figured out the world and they're really talented. And you have Shirai Lily, White Lily, coming in, who is just ignorant to anything, and just, but she also does have the competitive edge too, and she really wants to win. I thought it was just like an amazing way of handling just the competitive nature and the life cycle of how everyone, you know, begins. Everyone truly does start at some point and becomes one of those archetypes along the way. The Evo matchup, just the environment, the energy in the room, it's great. I'm just a big fan of fighting games and tournament setup, and I just thought it captured that element very well. Let's see. Grand Blue this week was Chisa stuff with the mom. Keiki is still being stupid as fuck. Balls exploding. I'll probably put it like here. It was fun. Raunchy jokes. I just want something genuine to happen between Keiki and you know, Iori, but I've kind of given up on that. Alright. Tanya this week was fucking amazing. Yeah, it was peak. It was absolutely fucking peak. It's like, fuck. It's been building and building and building, and we popped off, and Zator, like, the way that he went to the front lines as, again, like the king piece in chess. Bro is putting his life on the line while using Warren as a shield, which is pretty funny too, but just honorable. Just so amazing. Bro put his life in the line, and he rallied the morale of the troops, and not only that, distracted everybody. Mary Sue getting baited by Victoria was funny. The Soviet, you know, USSR Federation mage versus Tanya, fuck, that was hype. Like, reminded me again a little bit of the aerial battle that happened versus Anson back in season 1. I was breathless. I just was like, it just keeps fucking going. Oh my god. Zator and Tanya at the end, back to back, as they're in the front lines, just smiling, just so much belief and loyalty towards each other. It's just, it captured everything about Tanya really well. I think it was an amazing episode, and Zator, just, man, it's just so cool how this anime is able to have these like old men that, again, you look at these anime characters and not many people are gonna care about them, yet they're so interesting. Like Zator and Ruro stuff and what they got going on, right? I think the way that Tanya is able to handle these type of characters that are not your anime waifu and husbandos, but the storytelling is so good. You love them. Mushoku Tensei this week, absolutely amazing world building. I'd say I would actually put Mob Psycho ahead. I would. I just think the Mob Psycho popped off too hard, and this was an amazing setup episode. MT this week, Sky Fortress, you know, Chaos Breaker, Perugius, reminding me again just of the season 1 scene when that girl asked us, do you know about the human god? And just like, oh my god, and the way that Rudy activated the demon eye out of just like panic of like, holy shit, it was like a fight or flight instinct. That was really cool. Perugius, you know, magnanimous lord, his voice acting, you know, Kiritsugu Emiya, by the way, he has such a distinct tone, and what a great, you know, lord. The whole environment, the interactions, it was funny. Like when he's like calling out Princess Aria of like, you here for my help? Or like Zanoba, like, oh, a fellow cultured, you know, person, indeed, yes. And the stuff with Rudy and regarding the Mana Disaster 1, there's so much theory crafting what's going on. I've given you plenty of what I think is going on. I do think that Rudy was definitely a part of exactly what happened with the Mana, you know, stockpiling in that area in season 1, and obviously 10 years into the future, or sorry, 10 years later after Rudy is birthed, right? Not how she pulls up, even though they were basically transported at the same time through different means. It's just gotta have a place somewhere. Also the mural stuff, what's going on with like the Dragonkin and the baby, right? how every species seems to be in harmony back in the day, and then the human god, you know, whispered some shit to maybe a human, I don't know, and then shit happened. At the end of the day, maybe MT really is a story about how degenerate human beings are, you know? Just like how Rudius was back in the day, like the human god. What is the human god really? A god that represents humanity and how nasty and fucked up it can be, but also there can be good too, right? You see the growth and development happening with Rudy, and I just think that maybe that's what the human god's supposed to be. Just a chaotic nature of someone that just has so much corrupt nature that fucks up, you know, life, and the Dragonkin are trying to get rid of them. I think that makes a lot of sense considering what we've seen with Orsted and Perugius now in the murals. Nanahoshi is also dying. Selfie killed her. Selfie said, fuck this bitch. Nanahoshi ate mid-Japanese food and just died, and Selfie said, fuck you. ReZero this week. I'd probably say between the two, it's hard. I think that it's hard because there was actually a lot of like amazing developments happening. While Mushoku Tensei this week was really entering a new arc and setting up new stuff, ReZero came back and kind of wrapped off the stuff that was built off with Meiri this week. And I feel like it deserves a higher position because of, again, the story where it's at. You know, it's always like setup versus pop-off, right? Sometimes setup can be actually amazingly done, like for example this without pop-off happening. I thought that the way that it came back and addressed Meiri's entire like life, what happened and how she was just like LARPing and how she needed a good role model, yeah, it was amazing. Ram stuff and the way that we dominated her, and finally she can stop being a fucking bitch and she believes in Subaru now, that was cool too. And now we're kind of setting up what's gonna happen to Beat Raid. We're gonna read a book about his past. That's gonna be interesting. I doubt they're gonna tell us fucking anything about it though. We'll see. We'll see. Tensura, unironically, was better in both two. Was Tensura better than Mobseka? Shit, it was, bro. It was. It was much better directed. Just the way that they handle like Testarossa stuff at the Western Council was fucking amazing. What else happened? Diablo and Geek Crimson, the dialogue and the lore. Yeah, that shit was actually amazing too. Like, I was worried that like this arc was gonna get ruined because of how rushed that first episode was. We genuinely just got right into it and it was like, what the fuck is going on? You know, I think Tensura actually takes it beyond Tanya too. Tanya was amazing, but I'm now remembering Leon and Rimuru and the way that it was just like the like Raphael's like, yo, my lord, like he's baiting, he's inciting, he's rage baiting, and Grandpa Rota's thing, Rimuru, yo, and you kept telling Leon, oh, but you, Leon, you have no excuse actually. Oh, you wanted those kids, didn't you? Just, it was funny, it was epic. I think it was properly paced. The direction was amazing. Amazing episode. Every point, every burst of every scene was just handled so fucking well. Now, why do you keep asking me this? Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen this stupid ass fucking comment on YouTube comment section too, and now you're pulling up to my Twitch stream fucking harassing me, asking the same fucking question. Just go search it up in the fucking playlist, dumbass. Like, why are you asking me this? No, I haven't. It's everything is on the fucking YouTube channel. Like, you can search it yourself. Like, you're fucking schizo. Bleach, unironically, is better than everything here. We just finished episode 7, Born in the Darkness. I forgot how amazing Bleach was. I'm coming back from like growing up with Bleach, and fuck, the way that Studio Pierrot came back to just like revamp the animation, the quality is fucking amazing. It is amazing. The just every episode has just been bang, bang, bang. It's just unlimited aura farming. God, the plot is cooking. Ichigo's actually a Quincy too. Your Majesty is our daddy somehow. Who the fuck is Old Man Zangetsu? The soundtrack is amazing. Save the Soul Society. Kurosaki Ichigo from Byakuya. Oh my god. The Terminators are amazing too. The powers are great. Fuck, bro. Yamamoto versus Yuok was something else too. I just love it. I just fucking love it. I think Bleach is actually my favorite anime that I'm watching right now. I should probably put JoJo's up here too. You know, I keep, you know, talking about, I think that community series should be, you know, in here too. You know what? Let's bring some other stuff here too. I want to bring in link click actually. Link click. Hey, pull up. That's that okay, that's not a good thumbnail. Yeah, that's not a good thumbnail. Hold up. Let's bring a link click for a second. Can I do this? Hold up. Copy this. We'll do this. We'll do this. GIMP. Tier list. We'll do 27 up here. No, 28. We'll do 28. Sure, yeah. And get my face out of here, bruh. Tier list. So, link click over here. And then I also should bring in JoJo's as well, right? JoJo's part 4, I guess. Yeah, I honestly should have these part of the lineup. We'll use this one. We will use this one. Boom. We'll save it as 29.png. And bang. JoJo's, it's always just been peak. JoJo's has always been fucking peak. I don't know where I would rate it, honestly. It's kind of hard to like actually rate these animes because, like, you know, like some episodes aren't that amazing. Because, for example, the most recent one we watched, you know, with the creepy guy with the puppet doll, I probably say that episode was like probably like good or something, right? But just like overall, the nature of part 4 has been really fun to me, especially with like the looming threat in this, you know, small city, and the way that like the first arc was handled with the grandpa's death and Josuke's powers and Dio being Jotaro being nerfed is kind of annoying. Okuyasu's stuff was actually fucking amazing though. The Okuyasu stuff was actually amazing. That's where I kind of, you know, rate like the recent episodes of JoJo's. In terms of link click, probably is like minimum grade, probably in peak. The storytelling is just so amazing. We just finished the Brighton arc, right? I thought Vayne was an interesting character, and the way that his death happened was like, what the fuck? And then actually Psych, right? Lu Guang Power 2, what the fuck is going on? This season, I thought it was gonna answer stuff. All it did was like, all it did was just like add in new fucking shit that has more problems. Like, I'm like, what is actually fucking going on? So like, you get one answer and then like 10 fucking questions rise up. It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. Also, this anime, I think that this was actually fucking trash. So let's talk about this. So many people, if you don't know, like, if you don't know, let me explain to you exactly what's going on. There's a reason why I crashed out so hard at that, even though there's been plenty of other shows that has presented way more rage bait and like tragic stories. The way that can goes flying, that's actually really satisfying. Look at the cans just all jumping around. Now, me probably playing Tekken and losing over and over again, trying to learn fucking Kazuya, the hardest fucking character to play in the Tekken, you know, is part of also why I got so agitated. But here's the thing about this anime, right? This doesn't present itself as like a serious anime. It is actual hot trash. The author of this is a fucking degenerate that wants to just like have all this like gooner shit happen. And you know what? Go ahead. I enjoy degenerate authors. I actually do enjoy degenerate authors, and the more fucked up their mind is, I think they can create more interesting works of fiction. But this is straight up just like so trashy hentai plot at the moment. It is. It genuinely is. I think there was some interesting stuff happening in like the first episodes, talking about, you know, not giving up the human spirit and wanting to overcome that limitation. And once that the civilization realized there's like a way to gauge potential, a lot of people just kind of gave up. I think these are actually amazing themes. And then you have Merlin's design, which I'm not against. It's fan service. You know, she got fucking cow fucking nose ring on nipple rings and ass showing, whatever, right? And I think that the action sequences, they're pretty good, but it doesn't move me. You know, it's flashy. It's kind of like this, where it's just like, all right, you're giving me flashy shit, but I'm not really moved. I don't think it's actually well directed. Merlin versus FTL was actually kind of good, but I think other stuff is kind of just like meh. And now we have like the most recent stuff developing where, you know, this girl's like a sex slave. She's actually not really a sex slave. It's like a special slave, and the whole generation's in debt. And, you know, her sister got fucked over, and now, you know, there's like this dude that was like, oh, you did us wrong long time ago, and now you owe us reparations. Psych, we were the ones that were evil, but now you still owe us reparations. And it's pretty much that. And again, I think that there's been plenty of anime that's had like more tragic quote unquote tragedy slop. For example, Taco P's Original Sin. Right? I think that this is a perfect anime to compare, because this truly was way more tragic, way more fucked up, way more sad. I think the stuff happening in this within these characters it's comically evil at times. Yet why did I not crash out like that? Because this is a genuine story. I can tell how serious they are and how they're trying to represent these themes of what it means to be cruel, how these kids can grow up without parents, and how they turn into fucking monsters. And how, I'm not gonna spoil, but how the victim that you might think it is and maybe not the victim. It's an amazing story, and I'm so immersed, and I appreciate it, and I respect what's going on. I don't respect what's going on here. This shit's fucking hot garbage. You're literally trying to figure out how to make a plot carefully designed to have the most cheapest way to make you mad, and you're just sitting there just watching the humiliation happen. And I'm just like, I don't even hate the villain, like the Abe guy and the family. Like he's a piece of shit. I ended up just hating the fucking show. It was just an infuriating, just insufferable watch of this character in this plot that is carefully designed just to make you mad, and the whole story is just so, it's just hentai softcore doujin trash. That's why I crashed out. It's a cheap fucking show that is trying to bait you with fan service and flashy fights, and now you're trying to address this fucking, you know, cruel story that's just done in the most infuriating way. Why wouldn't I crash out? This is not good writing. You're fucking delusional if you think this is good writing. This is, again, just cheap way of rage baiting, and I got rage baited, and I popped off. It is what it is. Yeah, if you broke a rule, you want to know? Okay, here's how you know. If you're new to my channel, that must have been pretty cruel to you, but like, listen, there's a pop-up that serves you exactly not what to do. You know what I fucking hate the most? When I'm in the middle of a fucking recording session, and you know that I'm like busy and I'm making a video, and you come in and with your selfish request, and you know what, it's fine, right? Like you want to come in and you want to try to ask questions. I get it, right? In the middle of a recording session, I would hope that you have some sort of like social etiquette and mannerisms and understanding that like, maybe I shouldn't like try to interrupt this guy right now while he's doing it. But to then break the number one fucking, the only rule that exists, right? What is the one rule? Don't fucking ask for a schedule. Like before you start typing, a pop-up fucking shows up saying, warning, warning, don't do this shit or you're gonna get banned. And then they pull up and they get banned. Yeah, you just wanted to be in the video. Like, do you think it's a coincidence that guy just showed up here and just fucking asked the same fucking question about what just happened when I just warned the other guy? Like, you deserve to be banned for that. Anyways, that's it. Now, let's recalibrate. I think that Bleach, absolutely, these shows deserve to be here. I say this shit also deserves to be here. For sure, those. I want to put these up too, but they didn't. They were amazing. Maybe it's crazy. I want to put it up there. I feel like Fighting Girl, you know, it's, again, I just had so much to talk about. And this, again, Yvonne Cinema, it's amazing. This is also amazing, but I feel like this should be the kind of the cutoff. If there were shows that I would deem to be mid this week, just on the basis of the amount of fucking just pacing shit, maybe Heavy Night, but honestly, no. I think that, again, even with the pacing issues and nothing fucking happening, it's just still stunning to watch. Like the running scenes in the hallway with, you know, Ruche, it's actually fucking fascinating. I don't think there were any mid episodes. If I were to actually rate this episode, minus like the rage-based stuff, I actually would think it was like minimum here. Like in terms of like how much I was like engaged and how just like, there were some serious moments. I think that the lore and the stuff, it was kind of cooking for a bit. It's just that The way that it was executed at the end, like, fuck you, stupid ass motherfucker. This doesn't mean it's dropped, by the way. It's one of these categories, right? Either it was hot trash, either audience doesn't care, either copyrights, or it's just, you know, dropped, whatever, right? That's how it would rate. I mean, remember, Yuduma-kun, there was no episode this week, even though it was leaked. JoJo's, again, I talked about how amazing it was. Links in with link click. That's how I rate this week's episodes. See you next time.